Our guest is a ray of sunshine filled with enthusiasm and passion for technology. His two businesses provide tech support and development support for founders, and he's sharing his best insights and advice for you and your new business. Hey, it's Tech Tuesday on the Startup Life Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Startup Life Show. I'm your host, Ande, Lyons, startup coach to first-time founders. And after raising 4 businesses of my own, I now help newly minted business owners sleep through the night by giving them peace of mind because, hey, a new business does not come with instructions, right? Oh my gosh. Thank you for carving out time in your life and investing in you and your business by tuning into the Startup Life Show today. For those of you watching the replay, be sure to click that subscribe button on the bottom left of your screen. I'm so excited to introduce you to our guest, Sylvester Meyer. Hailing from Johannesburg, South Africa, Sylvester built his first computer at the age of 7. I mean, seriously, this is a guy who clearly loves technology. In 2017, Sylvester launched 2 multi-million rand companies, iTekie and AfriBit Software. And Sylvester has such a passion for helping founders with technology and all of their technology challenges. This led him to launch his new podcast, Sylvester Speaks. You can catch it everywhere he glows on the podcast world. I am so excited. I got to get out my clapper to welcome this amazing man from Johannesburg. Oh my gosh, he's already dancing and ready to come on.
Hey, Ande, how are you?
Oh, Sylvester, you know I am such a huge fan of yours. You and I met at Founder Jim's Money Magnet program, right?
Yeah, I think that program, it really changed my life.
Yeah.
Like meeting you was such an awesome opportunity. And just firstly, like, thank you so much for having me on your platform. I'm so grateful. I honor this, I never take it lightly. So thank you so much.
Well, your energy was so delicious. I couldn't wait to have you on. And I love what you're doing because technology is not easy to embrace as founders. Sometimes you have a CTO that's a founder, which is great. But even then, they're focused on a specific lane. They're still going to need help with something. And what I love about the work that you're doing in the world is that you're here to serve, whether they're developing technology or they actually need help with the technology challenges that they're working with. You're there to serve them. And I'm also really excited to hear from your perspective as a founder and from where you live. Because folks, launching a business here in the USA, really, you just go down and you fill out your tax form. I mean, you really don't have to go down anywhere. You can do it all online. And showing my age here, remembering when I went down to the courthouses and stuff. But anyway, you get your EIN number and you're done. And that's it. In other countries, it is not so easy to just set out a shingle. So we are a little spoiled here in the USA. So I'd love to start off, Sylvester, because, you built your first computer at the age of 7. So clearly technology spoke to you and you said, I love this. But what made you want to take it into being a business? Because you could have been scooped up by companies left and right for your incredible talent. Why did you want to become a business owner?
Yeah, like I said, thank you so much, Ande. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody watching in South Africa, Johannesburg, UK, Canada, Dubai, India. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. And
Sylvester, that reminds me, we should ask people to throw in the comments section, where are you hailing from? I mean, we know you're hailing from Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm hailing from Boston, Massachusetts. Come on, folks, put in the comment section, where are you hailing from? See what I mean? Deliciousness, pure light. Okay, back to you. So there you were, minding your own business when one day you decided, I want to be a founder.
So yeah, I think it started, my dad was so powerful and instrumental in me being an entrepreneur, because he started his IT company in 1986, and that was the year I was born. So we grew up, like, our house was full of computers and screws and all that kind of stuff. So it was really, at the age of 7, my brother and I, we then started to build computers with my dad. So obviously you get, like, there was a lot of hardware, there was a lot of screws, and really, like, for me, I think I was born to be an entrepreneur, because for me, it started in school. It started in high school when I started to sell chocolates. My mom had she sold chocolates at work for some extra income and all that kind of stuff. And then I saw this business opportunity to sell these chocolates at, at school. So high school, I was the guy, the chocolate guy. It was Kit Kats. I'm not sure if you guys know in USA what Kit Kats are, but they're so cool and so delicious.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway,
Halloween is around the corner. We're very familiar with Kit Kat.
Yeah, so I think I was, like, born to be an entrepreneur. Like, in 2011, I started my first business, like, official business, and this business failed. 2012, I started my second business. It failed. 2012 again, I started a third business, and that business failed. And then in 2017, we started iTekie. So after many changing of names and all that kind of stuff, we found iTekie, and iTekie has been the driving force in terms of what we're doing right now. Without iTekie, I can't be sitting here, because iTekie is like the driving force, right? So this business just grew. We went into the industry, like, it was so difficult. Like, we done all the hard work. We went in and we worked and we worked. And everything changed, Andy, when we signed our first multi-million deal, international deal, by the way. So that, like, really, like, just put the cherry on top, and we went in, like, all steams ahead.
That Sylvester, folks, you heard that? Failed. And he's got this glow on his face. Why? Because either you're achieving, A for achievement, or L for learning. There's there's nothing wrong with trying this and trying that and pulling on threads. My gosh, it's so hard to launch a business. You're not going to always get it first time out of the gate. That's a mythology. I am so proud of you. And I'm so proud of the support that you got from your family to go out and keep trying, and that you found it within yourself. I just want to say hello to our folks that are tuning in. I want to take a moment and say hi. Okay, so we have Roxana Hobbs. Woo!
Hi, Roxy. Hi, Roxy. Oh, the guys are
Is this a relative?
Natasha Meyer, Johannesburg. Hey, Natasha.
And then...
Hey, Jonathan, Chris. These are all guys from my church.
That's wonderful. You guys are the best for tuning in. And now we've got someone from the UK. We love that.
Oh, so.
Well done, Sylvester. And then we have Faithlin Hobbs, fans from Dubai. My gosh, we have an international show today for sure. Andrina.
Andrina from... Oh, she's so cute. She's awesome. She's like a powerhouse.
And wait to see this. Who is this?
Zungi.
Oh.
How are you, my brother?
What a beautiful quote. Beautiful quote, Sir Zungi. Will Smith once said, if you have a dream, protect it. I love that so much.
Thank you, sir. Oh, that's my wife. My wife is in the building.
Thank you for being so supportive. I tell you, entrepreneurs cannot go and founders cannot do a thing without the love and support of their partners. True partnership. When you support someone's dream like that, I am in awe and wonder of you. How do you say it? Ashadeen?
Ashadeen, yes, that's correct.
Ashadeen. Oh, beautiful, gorgeous, glowing goddess name. Okay. And thank you, everybody. This is the beauty of streaming live. We get to welcome all these wonderful people from around the world. And it feels like we're having touch points, right, Sylvester?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that gives me like so much joy just to see everybody. Oh,
So,
thank you so much.
so you've been tech savvy since you were 7. What do you think it is that speaks to you about technology? And why are you such a good teacher for founders who need help with their technology tasks and platforms and development? What is it that makes you uniquely qualified to be this type of founder for this type of business for these type of clients and customers?
Yeah, as we said, Andy, the most important thing for me, it started when I was 7 years old. And really, like, for me, and I just want to give the people context in terms of how we grew up. We grew up in a household where, there wasn't nights where we never had food, and we never had anything to wear and all that kind of stuff. So it was okay life. Like, dad wasn't like a rich, but we always and really, like, for me, at the age of 7 and growing up to my teenage years, we were consumed with technology. So if you come from a background where we come from, it was very difficult to start your business. You were like taking big risks if you even start a business at that age. So, and especially for my dad, so it was crazy difficult for him. I assume, So we were taught, like, listen, you need to go to school, you need to study, and then probably go work for a boss. So that's what we were taught. Yeah. So I'm the second generation entrepreneur. So for me, it's more of, I'm a go-getter. So in terms of technology is, I've got so much experience in terms of my tech knowledge, but also I've got experience in marketing and sales. So bringing those two together for me as an entrepreneur is such a force. Right. I see it in the results. I see it in what we do. And being tech savvy for me is about learning every single day. And I think we're going to touch base later on that, is like more how we're learning and what are we doing to empower people with the knowledge we have. And that's why I started Sylvester Speaks.
I love that. It's so easy to be afraid of technology, and to have someone like Sylvester, first of all, pure joy. But Sylvester, you have this ability to teach, and you brushed on, how it's always good to be learning and all. What is it, though, that you think it is about you, that your love of teaching? Because you have to work with people who either are afraid or don't have time or just are confused, or it's a pesky detail, or you're helping them build their company. So you have to be able to communicate. And I know I'm coming back to this several times, but I just think you're so uniquely qualified for what you're doing, but I want to hear it from your words.
So, Annie, the most important thing for me as a founder, as an entrepreneur, it's not about the money. It's more about the people, for the love I have for people, right? And me teaching founders how to scale their business, how to implement the proper software or processes within their businesses. Even during COVID, it was such it's a very bad time that we're in right now. Okay. And a lot of lives have been lost. And it's so crazy that if we look at our clientele, their businesses were just like pushing. I had a chat with one of our clients and the founders. He said, Sylvester, this was the highest revenue stream that came into our business since the start of the business. So with all the knowledge and all the stuff that I've taken and given that to our clients, I thought there's a gap in the market. There's a gap in startup, because startup businesses are destined. They're really destined to fail, because there's no one to guide you and give you direction what to use. There's this perception that when you migrate or when you go to the right platforms, it's so expensive, and that's really not the case. It's just miscommunication. It's lack of education, and that's very important. Taking that information and giving it like free, and just give value to startup founders.
I love it. So Dion, teaching is easy for Sylvester because his passion is contagious.
I love Dion. He is, let me give him props quickly. He wrote my bio for me. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dion. I appreciate you, my brother.
I loved
Thank
the
you.
bio, Dion. That was wonderful. Well said and well expressed. And hey.
Oh, my dad. Listen, you guys are gonna make me cry. I think Andy, we need to cut them out and like focus on me and you.
Oh man, mine's getting teared up too.
Oh gosh, you guys are gonna make me cry.
But that's why, again, this is why we live stream, folks, because especially during the times of a pandemic, our ability to reach out and touch someone, or our ability to reach out and express our deep love and appreciation and gratitude for someone, it's just not easily done. And now we can do this and share it with the world. So I'm happy to be here as a facilitator and take part a little bit of the joy that folks have working with you and knowing you, Sylvester. So clearly, this is your North Star. This is why you started. You went through those failures because you were going to figure it out because you did not have a choice. This is like right in here for you in providing this level of service. You still had to prove your value proposition. And those who watch my show, it's always about prove that value prop. Because when we launch our business, it's a hypothesis. It's an experiment. And until we get our customer feedback, we really don't know if our business is going to work. How did you prove your value proposition that this customer segment wanted your business? So, you failed them multiple times. That didn't stop you because, a lot of this founder stuff is work that you keep figuring out and you get better and better for the next one. But you chose a segment to work with. I mean, you could have gone to small enterprises. You could have done a lot of things. Why did you choose this particular customer segment? And what did you learn this final time? Because, this is your success moment. What have you learned this final time from your customers that, yes, I'm doing this right?
So Andy, one thing that I do know, right? There's a lot of people that do what we do, right? In the world, there's a lot of techies, there's a lot of engineers, there's developers, software companies. And really for me, the value proposition was always giving value to our clients. Let me give you some context. So if we get a client, say for instance, doing some development work, and they give us a pilot project, right? They're paying us $100 for the pilot project. But when we deliver the product or whatever we're doing, we give them value of $1,000. So that was always and that's really our success story in AfriBit. When we started AfriBit Software, that's like the key value, and that was our mission. Our mission is to give value to all our clients because we understand if we give the value, it's going to generate money. You're building a long-term relationship. You're building relationships. And, if you look at our client base, like everyone comes back. Like we don't spend any money on advertising. Like everything gets done word of mouth. People hear about you. They talk about you. It's word of mouth. And that for me is amazing.
That's beautiful. Did everybody notice that when you went our customers, it really went into the shape of a heart? Just saying. It was so good, so good. But that's it. And what Sylvester said at the beginning, which was there's so many people in this space. This is how you differentiate yourself. It's the added value you're bringing, and it's how you vibe. It's that emotional connection. That is your brand promise, right? That you're going to deliver every time you connect with someone, every time you put up a post, every time you deliver your product. It's more than just the hard assets. It is the intangible assets of appreciation or whatever that value looks like for you and your team. So bravo on proving that value prop, everybody. That is great. So when you're looking at your business, how did you fund this? I mean, because, as founders, we're always trying to find ways to capitalize our business so we can continue to pay everybody. Was it through savings? Was it through getting customers in and then that funded your business? How did that work for you, Sylvester?
This is a tough one. So I promised my wife, I said, give me 5 years. Right. In 5 years, literally, I previously worked at the company for 10 years and I took that money and I took 1 year. I made sure that 1 year that our overheads can be right for 1 year. I started the company when my son was born. So a lot of fear went into me. Like, how am I going to provide? How am I going to do this? And my son is being born January 19th. I'll never forget it. And all the resources that we used was literally based on our savings. It was based on working extremely hard. If I talk about working hard, Andy, there were nights where we pushed 18 hours, 19 hours, that's
Understood.
what we done. So,
Understood. Okay, folks, I mean, and Sylvester was talking about his newborn son, right? That, of course, will help you hustle. But the time and effort it took when you had your first baby in the home. You didn't sleep. It was nonstop. It was, 24/7. It really is the same way with a new business. It requires that level of work. I mean, yes, you can launch a lifestyle business. Absolutely. But when you're launching a business that's going to employ people and grow and scale, you got to put in the time and the hard work. So, Sylvester, I love that you had that important conversation with your beloved. And I want to encourage everybody, have those conversations. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this money. I've got, a year's worth of overhead covered, and I'm going to be heads down in this business. That way, everybody has buy-in that's around you. Or if they don't, you have the additional conversations until they do, because everybody's got to be on board. It's too much stress to not have your beloved on board too. Right, Sylvester?
Oh, so for all the wife that's married an entrepreneur, kudos to you, because I know it's difficult. We put our wives under so much stress, and I know we're going to touch on it later, but it puts them under so much stress. And thank you so much to my wife.
Yes, thank you to all the beloveds and the partners out there that are helping their founder mates succeed in life. And so your clients are local? Are you scaling nationally, internationally? What's your goal for your businesses?
So, Andy, I'm always big. I'm a big thinker. I've got a big vision. And proudly, we have clients in Canada. We have clients in India. We've got clients in Dubai. We've got clients in Greece. We've got clients in the USA. And I am that entrepreneur that is really like going for the big vision. Some people think I'm going insane, which is fine. Maybe I'm probably going insane. But I drive the vision. I drive what I want to do. There are nights where I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning and I come up with ideas, right? And I write them all down. And 6 o'clock in the morning, my team has a brief. They know exactly what needs to happen. And then 2 weeks later, we deliver a proof of concept. Like, we develop stuff. We're crazy busy. So my vision was always big. I know there's a bigger purpose for us as entrepreneurs. It's important that we have to have the big picture as entrepreneurs. And I'm happy to say that soon, we are going to be in the United States. We're working very hard to set up our business in the United States. I just hope COVID is done. Once COVID is done, I am off to the USA.
Good luck with that in the USA. We're going to get there, though. Don't worry. But that's very exciting news, Sylvester. And I just feel your excitement, too. And founders, you need that level of passion for your vision, because you have to be your team's North Star and your vendors' North Star and your investors' North Star. A lot of people look to you to keep them excited about the vision. So when you're having a tough time, you call your mentor, me, somebody. unload, share your fears, and then get right back to sharing that vision, whatever it looks like, with the folks who are watching you and relying on you. It's so, so important. So other founders are out there trying to navigate this type of business model, which is, tech development, tech support. What have you learned about your business model? And folks, I always love to ask our founders this, because at the end of the day, it's how do you make money? How did you figure that out? And share with folks, because we learn from each other. So someone today, Sylvester, will have an aha moment from what you have shared as a founder and be able to implement it with their business. It might even be that missing piece that they've been struggling with. So please share with folks some key insights on this type of service business and what you've learned navigating it.
And for this question, I want to bring my mentor. His name is Tofi. He's an amazing entrepreneur. So what I do...
Did you say that again? You cut out.
His name is Shukri Tofi. He's my mentor. And he's such an amazing entrepreneur. And I learn a lot from him. So what I do in my space, Andy, I surround myself with guys and with entrepreneurs that has been in this industry or has been running a business for a very long time. So he's been at it for 15 years plus, and I learn a lot from him, because my vision is always, listen, if he done it in 15 years, I want to do it like probably in 4 or 5 years. And that's really the vision, right? And one thing about our business model is we always have this discussion, especially during COVID. We phone 5 people a day. And some people might think 5 people a day, potential people that you can do business with, how difficult can that be? And, he taught me this by doing that, we just grew every part of our revenue stream. And in COVID, let me tell you, COVID was the highest revenue we ever pulled through our business. This was a very, very exciting time. Yeah. So it is exciting. We signed multi-million deals within COVID, and it was just so refreshing. And you know what happens, Andy? 5 people a day. Really. So when I phone Andy, let me give the people context. When I phone Andy, I'm like, Andy, listen, this is what we're doing. This is what we about. What can we do to help you? And then Andy thinks tonight when she lays in bed, Andy says, listen, Sylvester spoke to me. He says he does web app development. He does software development. I need to get him on board. And really that's for the past 3-4 years, that's what we've been doing, phoning on people, knocking on doors. Yeah.
Last Friday's guest, Shelley Campbell, was all about the phone. People, you can't just sit there and go, hello, where is everybody? You have to call. You have to start that connection and be up for rejection. Start building those relationships. That's why these live events are so important, because it's a networking event right now. So, share your LinkedIn URL at any of the live events you go to that are virtual, like this, the live stream events. But I love that. And how did your team respond to making those 5 calls a day?
I know, for me, it's more important, you as the CEO of your business, as an entrepreneur, the most difficult thing I think a lot of our entrepreneurs are struggling with is selling the vision that you have, because you as the entrepreneur, you've got a massive vision, and I think that for me was the most difficult thing. But let me give you this. So if you as an entrepreneur start 6 o'clock at work, right? You tell no one you're starting at 6. You're 6 o'clock in the office, and your employees will probably come into the office and find you there, right? So you do that every single day, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Eventually, someone's going to pick it up and they say, oh, the boss is here at 6. I can be here at 6 as well. You're not asking them. And that's people that catches your DNA and basically, you see what you see is what you get, right? I'm always constantly on the phone, because that's how I network. And guess what happens? Your employees would come to you. this is the opportunity that I get. I've got a friend that does this and that and the other. I've got an entrepreneur friend that's about to start his or her business. And that's how and really that's how we get our money.
That is phenomenal. And taking that in, founders, right? The culture has been set by Sylvester. He is showing them how he wants them to work without telling them. He is role modeling, setting the vibe for the tribe and making it happen. And boom, and of course it helps if you make good decisions and who you bring in while you're doing that. Now, you talked about mistakes that you've made along the way because some of your businesses did not work out. They, quote, failed, but really they taught you a lot so you could get better and better and better. What stands out for you about the mistakes that have helped you become better?
Wow. I think the most important one for me, disclaimer, one of my coaches, a very good and dear friend of mine as well, his name is Brodwin Kun, and he gave me one day, we had lunch, and he said, listen, never get family or friends involved in your business. And I was like, why not? And he says, that's one of like the most difficult decisions entrepreneurs have to like later go to, because if something happens within the business and you need to make a business decision, it's going to be so difficult for you to let go of your brother-in-law or your friend or whatever. And guess what I did? I didn't listen, and I went to go hire one of my family members. And Andy, that was like, for me as an entrepreneur, that was like the biggest mistake, because things happened where you had to like make certain choices and decisions, and it just affected a whole bunch of stuff, and it's nothing personal, sometimes you just have to take the emotion out of it, right? And just focus on business. And that, like, for me, that is for me like the most, the biggest mistake ever, and I'll take it on. Like, I'm the type of person where I seriously learn, when I fail, and that's the opportunity for me to grow. And sometimes I listen, and sometimes I just don't listen, and I just follow my gut. But in my failure, I've understand that it is okay to fail. Like it's fine to fail, because the world, everybody out there wouldn't see this version of me right now if I didn't fail. And that's for me the important part, is how you fail, how you get back up. Being an entrepreneur is all about perseverance.
I got to tell you, I was just writing down the timestamp of when Sylvester said that, so I can make sure the show comments that we have an instant click through for that wonderful, wonderful advice. And now, what skill sets have you built that have served you the best to make you a better founder? Because as our dear, wonderful Mandela Hodge Dixon says all the time, when you do better, your business does better, right? She's the founder of Founder Gym, everybody. Go check out Founder Gym. That's how Sylvester and I met. Incredible skill sets for founders, especially founders of color. And, you can't find a better community anywhere on the planet. Phenomenal teaching. So what skill sets have you found that you really needed to hone in on and help you become a better founder?
I just want to share 1 minute, I'm sitting in South Africa, and how I got to Mandela, only God knows. Like, I'm sitting in South Africa, she's in the USA, and I really connected with her. I came into the Money Magnet program thinking that when I get out of this program, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like life-changing. Like, I found the deeper root of my connection with money, number one. And the most important thing that I took out of that Money Magnet program, I am valuable. That is my statement. I am valuable.
Right there with you, 100 and 1,000%. Exactly. If no other reason, take their Money Magnet class for that in itself, because we undervalue ourselves. It's human nature, right, Sylvester?
100%. 100%. And it was so difficult, like getting into that program. Like I was in South Africa, and 2 o'clock in the morning, my wife would wake me up, and then I would go to class, like listen, and I'm in the founders, and there's great people. John Henry is speaking. I love him. He's awesome. There's Mandela, there's Paige, there's everybody at the founder gym. Like that was like my driving force. And I promise you, in this year was literally, and one thing that I want to mention, in our business, never like took money out of our business. Like I only made sure that my overheads are covered because I can see the long-term goal that I have, you know? And when I came into the Money Magnet program, I was like, I need to like just work on that. And it completed my life like 360.
I love that. Yay.
But
Yay.
going back to your question, sorry, I'm not answering your question. Okay, the most important thing that I learned about my skill set is, and this is what I want to give founders, in your business, you have to hire people that's highly educated than you. Because me understanding the driving force who I am, right? I learn from people a lot, like every single day. And I learn how to do stuff. We've got like probably 9 developers, right? And every single day I learn stuff in terms of understanding. Because my vision, my mission as the CEO of the company is to sell our value and our value statements to our stakeholders, to our clients, to our employees. And really that's my mission, right? So me understanding the tech side every single day, even with Sylvester Speaks, you know, every single day I work at it and it just perfects my craft. And one thing that I would want to advise entrepreneurs out there is like, get people that's highly skilled in you. You know, we've got guys sitting with master's degrees in software engineering, computer science. I don't have it, okay? And they push me to really learn like every single day. And that's so cool. And
I agree. I love that.
I love
Especially when you're a startup founder, folks, you do not have the time to educate and rise somebody out. Everybody has to hit the ground running. That's why I suggest wait till your company is more stable, then you can bring in the interns, and because it's a learning experience for them. We want to lift them up too, but not in your first 2 or 3 years. You really need to have those experts in there. I love that. So I'm just going to say hi to a few people here, and we have a question. So first of all, we'll just say hi. Andrina, I love that saying, setting the vibe of the tribe. That is what leadership requires, and that is what you do, Sylvester.
Andrina.
And
he is awesome.
The galaxy is the limit. Way to go, big boss.
Oh, Glenn. So 1 minute, right?
Yes.
Glenn, he is amazing. He's one of our architects, but he works for Ascension now. So he's one of the only black South Africans that has a engineering in Azure architect, and he is phenomenal. And that's the people I work with. Like people are applying, and Gina is one of them. I've got a lot of guys working. It's insane.
And then Jonathan Crisp says, truly inspirational. It is the little things you do. It starts with the 5 calls a day. Early bird catches the worm. You're right, Jonathan.
Yes.
And we have an amazing man tuning in from Southern California here, Troy Rawlings. How you doing,
Hey, Troy?
He's phenomenal. I've known Troy for years online, and what a man. And, you know, family life and business and shows. I mean, he's doing it all, and he's just cheering you on as well. And look,
appreciate you, Troy.
Look who else showed up.
There's my mom. That's my mom.
Oh, so nice. The whole family's here. I love this.
Oh, gosh.
But here's a question from Dion. What is the secret to your energy? Oh, I love that question. Something fierce.
Hi, Dion likes questions. He likes questions, but I'm going to answer him. I think, Andy, you know, and I want to like tell the world like who I really was. Like I was in a different space, you know, 15 years ago. It was insane, you know. I just finished high school. I was addicted to drugs. I was addicted to alcohol, all that kind of stuff. So for me, my life really changed. And like God is a pivotal part of who I am. And really, like, my energy really comes from just perseverance. Like, I've faced so many emotional battles, emotional scars, especially like in business. Like, you pick up a phone, like someone says no, and then you're like, okay, cool, next one, no, cool, next one, no, 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 and yes. Oh, that gives me like, okay, cool, and really, like, the people around me ground me and they zen me in a way that I can, because in business, like, sometimes it's very, very difficult. It's quite hard because you can't speak to, sometimes you can't speak to your co-founder. Sometimes you can't speak to your wife. Sometimes you just can't speak to people. You can't speak to your employees. And for me, like, sometimes the people around me, like my coaches, my mentors, like even my relationship with God, that like puts me there.
Beautiful. Yeah, this energy just, some of it might be a DNA combo. Gary Vee talks about that for him, but also he talks about how his mother influenced him in the positive thinking, which is teaching your brain to focus on what is working, not what isn't working, to focus on what you can celebrate and take joy in. And it's really mind calisthenics at the end of the day. Thank you so much for sharing that journey that you have been on. When someone has to go through what you went through the drug addiction, through those kind of challenges, and to come out the other side, you built adversity. You built everything for managing adversity. You built that resilience, that tenaciousness, that persistence that you need to recover and then go on and lead a life and have a life that you desire. So thank you, Sylvester, for working so hard on yourself and now serving the world so beautifully. Let's see. Oh, Roxana agrees. You are the definition of perseverance. Yay.
Hey, Roxy.
And Laura asks, okay, this is a founder. Do you see her logo right there? Zazie, extra virgin olive oil from female farmers in Turkey, everybody.
Ooh.
Okay. Talk about really helping the world out with their product. Go follow everything she's doing. Go buy some bottles. Amazing product, but amazing mission-driven company as well. So Laura's asking, how do we get the younger generation employees to pick up the phone, to call vendors and contacts instead of emails, and motivate them to sell? Ooh,
Laura, keep at it, keep pushing. But I want to come back to your question because, we as entrepreneurs, like, it's our business, right? Some of our employees are there to get a salary, and that's it, right? So, and that's why my statement was like, it's quite difficult to sell your vision, But once you get into it, right, you have to set the culture, you have to set the tone to start it, because once you start getting on the phone like 24/7, like, people will notice and people will pick up, like, my boss is always on the phone. Like, and there's one or two people that really catch it, right? And if we've got enough cash flow to do what we have to do, and cash flow is the most important part, by the way, then you can get someone specifically in your job, and your priority is get us leads, get us into the boardroom, and let's do what we do, right? So that's what you're going to drive. And don't despair on all the other marketing tactics like email. Email is quite cool. Email, like, you can sell, especially like your product. You can sell your product like on email, because your specials, and when you build your list, your customer list, you can run a lot of specials off of that. So don't put that aside. However, going back to your question in terms of getting calls, it's more about what you put in and how you do it. If you've got cash flow, then you get someone out there just to make calls, right? But if you're hustling, if you're on the ground, that's what you do, and people will start definitely seeing that.
And I think too, Laura, I love what that tremendous advice, Sylvester. And I think too that we have to, and this is, again, really hard as founders, and sometimes we need to bring in HR people, talent acquisition people to help us. We really need to discern. And sometimes we're just so busy, we don't have time for that discernment, but we really need to find those folks who have the canvas on which we can help them paint making sales calls, where reaching out to folks is a core skill that they need to develop. It's already there and it needs to be nourished, and through, role modeling, providing scripts, things like that. And at the end of the day, if they're not willing to make those calls, right, Sylvester, I wish you continued success in whatever you're doing, but time to move on. Employee at will.
5 people a day, 5 people a day, 5 people a day.
Exactly. I love that. And don't keep the folks that cannot do that. You don't have that kind of runway as a startup. Oh, it's so tough. You want to take a slow time to hire and let them go very quickly. It's, you just don't have that runway to keep folks that aren't in alignment. And it's the hardest thing we do as founders, right, Sylvester?
Ooh. Sometimes you just have to take the emotion out of every decision and just do what's best for the business.
Absolutely.
And some people catch it, some people just don't. And I think that's the line that you have to draw, really understand what you're doing and how you're doing it.
You know what I usually do? I always bring it back to parenting. I'm so bad, but I'm telling you, you would not take your kid to a lousy pediatrician. You'd be like, oh, no, moving on. You're
100%.
You're raising a business. It really needs the best people involved with that. So it's that time, everybody, where we talk about founder journey. Founder journey for each of these founders that I have the incredible privilege to interview every week. They've had a journey that got them where they are today, the good times and the bad. But most importantly, each of these founders have laid awake at night or paced the floor during the day with founder doubt. And it's just there. I've talked to people with 20 years of successful business. They are still filled with founder doubt. But that's what we like about hacking. We have to mindset hack our way out of that founder doubt. What do you do, Sylvester, when you're starting to go, what was I thinking? International, all these employees, what? How do you turn that around for you?
Ande, I can't echo that statement enough. Being an entrepreneur is so hard. I always used to tell people, go out there and just start your business. I think it was John Henry that said once, or Chris Lyons said, better done than perfect. So, and really that's also my motto right now. I'm just I go in and I do it. If it's not perfect, we work on it and then move on to the next one. And really that's what we do. But what I'm saying is being a founder, being an entrepreneur is crazy difficult. There are nights where you wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't sleep. I had one of those nights this morning and I couldn't sleep, But, how I come over that is, once again, speaking to my coach, I start journaling, but my journaling is now on my iPad. And 2 o'clock in the morning, I would start writing stuff down. What am I thinking? What are my thoughts? What do I want to achieve? And I am really a goal setter, goals. I've got yearly goals. I've got monthly goals. I've got weekly goals. I've got daily goals. I've got hourly goals. That's really what I achieve. My wife says I can't stop sometimes, and really I can't stop, right? And I'm bringing it back home now, where I've tried to find a balance, try to find my balance with my wife, try to find my balance with my kids, try to find my balance with my relationship with God. And that for me is so important, finding that balance, how I get there. And I suck at it, I promise you, because I am that guy. I do a lot of stuff and I get it out there, one of our products is in the market right now. And I thought about it 2 o'clock in the morning. We developed it in 2 days. It's in beta 3. That's what I do. I push. So I really suck at it. So what I've done is recently I dedicate my Saturday and my Sunday to my family.
Nice.
I put my phone, I try to put my phone off as much as I can. And then we go hiking. We go on a Saturday, we go hiking. We have lunches, we have dinners, we talk, because we don't talk. I'm always busy.
I think that's very important. As we say in Boston, that's wicked smart, Sylvester, because we can get into the role, the hamster wheel of our business where we are living it and breathing it 24/7. And by taking off that weekend, carving out those times, of course, emergencies are going to happen. So you have to say, excuse me, everyone, I really need to manage this right now. That's understandable, but you're carving out time where you are not thinking about your business. You're having meaningful conversations, even if it's just alone time with yourself. But if you have a family, you're able to not have that hanging out up here. You're bringing yourself into the focus of the family so that they feel served and acknowledged and, the other word, seen by you. Because this is, you've got decades and decades to do great businesses, but you only have a short period of time to raise your kids, just saying. So, putting those boundaries into place allows you to free up so that Monday through Friday, you are 100% in the business. And I've, again, interviewed many founders. This has been the thing that has been the most successful advice that they put out always, is that carving out that time. So thank you so much for sharing that, Sylvester. And Ashadine, are you kidding? I'm the one who is so good. I'm the one filled with good fortune to have Sylvester on the show. Oh my gosh. Viewers, right? Are you picking up
from me?
Viewers, aren't you picking up how wonderful this man is? But he's also been so candid with his founder journey. It's clear how being an entrepreneur has served you and enhanced your life. Any last thoughts for folks before we wrap things up on how entrepreneurship has served you? And also, we want to add some wind to your sails with AfriBit and everything else you're doing. So take it away, Sylvester.
So I want to just give a message to all the entrepreneurs, and this is something that we've learned in Founderjourn, understanding the why. Why are you doing what you are doing, right? So you think about great ideas. You can think about having the nicest house. You think about having the nicest car, right? But as Ande also mentioned when we started, what is your North Star? What is really the thing that drives you? Because there's going to be a point where money is just going to flow in, right? Then what are you doing with that? Okay, so understand the why. Why are we in business? Why am I doing what I want to do? Is it because I want to enrich myself, or is it because I want to enrich the world out there? Is it because I want to touch my immediate family, or I want to touch a community of people? And that's crazy important. Understanding the why we are in business. And once you find the why, right, nothing can stop you, because you've identified your why and you're ready to rock and roll. And then you just go at it every day. You're going to fail, you're going to fail, you're going to pass. And that's going to give you joy. But then don't focus on the short-term pass. Look at the long-term pass, right? At it again. Fail, pass, fail, pass. And it's like a rhythm, And that's how we really are going to be successful as entrepreneurs, and keep on pushing. No matter what, hustle. If you have to hustle, go at it. Every day, grind, and know that you are doing this for a purpose. And yeah, AfriBit. I'm so excited for AfriBit. You know why, Ande, I'm so excited for AfriBit?
Share.
AfriBit is a digital technology company where we only build software. So web applications, mobile applications, web apps, everything that you need, right? And we really want to, we've got one big client in the USA that we're currently working in. So we're working on a massive project there. And I'm so excited for AfriBit. You know why? Because AfriBit is about to take technology to Africa and beyond. So meaning our vision is crazy big for AfriBit. As I mentioned, soon, very soon, COVID needs to get over so I can travel. We're going to the USA. We're going to set up shop there. We're going to make the motherships just rock there, because I think in Africa as a whole, I think we probably are the hub for good value. We are the hub for quality work. Our work speaks for itself. And we are hard workers in South Africa. And that really is exciting stuff for me. So AfriBit Software is a software development company get in touch with me. You can get me on my social media. My emails are there. So Meyer at AfriBit Software. And go check out our website. We recently relaunched this, and we're doing like a lot of changes on that as well. Go check it out. We're doing big stuff with big clients, and we're so excited, man. So we also want to ask your listeners and everybody listening to Andelicious, let us give you value for your business. Like, that's the most important thing. Let us give you value for your business.
And then if you want some Sylvester-liciousness yourself, you got to tune into Sylvester
Speaks. So Sylvester Speaks stems from my deep passion for helping people. And again, I always like to reference my wife because she would like freak out. Let me just give you context. So if I have R100 or $100 in my bank account, right? And someone needs that R100 or $100, guess what Sylvester's going to do? He's going to give them. And, like really like that is who I am. That's the core being of what I do. And Sylvester Speaks is basically giving you value for your business for absolutely free, because what we've learned over the past couple of years, we know that there's like a lot of myths and all that kind of stuff within entrepreneurship, and we trying to help your business. So tune in. Sylvester Speaks, helping founders with technology.
Yay. And I also shared, you've got to follow Sylvester on Instagram primarily, but I put in his links to connect with him on LinkedIn as well. All the links to be connected with this extraordinary entrepreneur are in the show notes for those of you watching the replay. Those of you coming back, grab those links and connect with Sylvester everywhere he glows. Sylvester, I got to tell you, I am so thrilled that we met and that we got to have this time together personally, that I could get to know you even more and just be so blessed to have your light in my life. So thank you. And thank you to all your fans out there. I've got to tell you, this is a group of folks who are crazy about you, who love you, are supporting you on this journey. And it's beautiful to see.
Ande, thank you so much. I want to this is a disclaimer to the world. Like I normally connect with people that I really have like a certain connection with. Like even in business, you talked about the connections that we have with people, right? And that for me is very pivotal in how I do business. And Ande, meeting you, we had one of our breakout sessions, and you immediately instilled that motherly figure within my life, as a coach, as like a guide in terms of being an entrepreneur, right? Because some of us are new into entrepreneurship, and you just spoke into my soul, you just spoke into my heart, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you. Like words will never express what you mean and what this platform means to me. And I just want to say I love you. Keep on doing what you're doing. You have an amazing energy. Like your energy explodes, and I love that about you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I'm taking it in, and I am in awe and wonder. Thank you for those beautiful words. Oh my gosh. And thank you again to Sylvester for joining me on the Startup Live show.
Are we done?
Oh, well, almost. I got to say my closing comments and then we're done.
Okay.
I so fast. Oh, viewers, thank you for tuning in. Really, isn't Sylvester amazing? A special founder out there. And you're going to be calling him, bringing him in and chatting with him and having him in your life. Yes. Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. And thank you, Lauren, for your kind kudos right there. And for the woman who helps make Sylvester really soar and glow every day. Thank you. But most importantly, thank you again for carving out time in your life to up your founder game, because as you do better, your business does better. And it takes courage to take time out and find out how you could service your own business and raise it better, because gosh, it just does not come with instructions, these new businesses. If you have any questions, you know where to find us right here in the comment thread, or reach out to Sylvester. His email address was on the show and in the show notes. We're here to answer any of your questions. And founders, one thing you heard, Sylvester was not doing this alone. He has a great mentor in his life, and mentorship matters, and it's important, and it saves you valuable time and effort and money, which is why I have these services right here to help you with your business. You know, whether it's a 2-hour strategy session, on-demand support, pitch deck review, book a 15-minute conversation with me. The links are in the show notes to do that. See if we're a fit. See how I can help. It's amazing when you can have someone who's there in your corner, unbiased, to get you through your day. And for those of you who are still here watching the replay, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Please click that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And viewers, and especially you founders out there, remember, I believe in you because I do believe that you can stay focused, work hard like Sylvester suggested, and remember right here, I've got this. Yeah, say that to yourself again and again because you do. You got this. Until next time, mwah, 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 mwah. Blowing you kisses filled with appreciation. So grateful that you're here and tuning in. Cheers, everyone.